trade for 2023 on January the 3rd. So first of all, Happy New Year. I did want to just post what I finished last year on. This was on my sort of just paper trade demo account, and I was trading. I did trade 2 days before this, but I ignored these previous two trades because they were just pretty random. I mean, I've got 7R, and it just didn't feel right to include them because they were just too high, and I think I was risking more or taking more chances, so I've just excluded those. But the rest of the trades I have included that I took. Any days that I'm missing are just trades, the days I didn't trade. So obviously over Christmas period I was not trading at all. So by the end of it, I've discovered that I seem to work better if I base my win rate on my daily win rate rather than the trades taking. It makes me feel like I'm a little bit more in control when it's per day rather than per trade. So my win rate over the last few couple of weeks in December was 81%. I mean, this is just enormous progress from where I was before. Before this, my win rate was about 30. So to be doing the ICT stuff now and coming out with an 81% win rate daily, it's just a huge boost in confidence. And in total, I made about 8% over all the days that I was trading. There were 2 days that that were losing days. One of them was the PMI report, and the second one, I don't know, my brain was just not working right, and I had three losing trades, and the last trade was just a mistake. I'd left a sell trade for a buy that I had to take partial profits, and I'd forgotten it was there. So by the time I'd come back, my stop loss had been hit for the original losing trade, and then it went back and hit this other partial take profit, which was now completely irrelevant. So anyway, that was just a complete nightmare. But even with those two included, still made just over 8%, which again I'm really pleased with. That would have been a My Forex Fund challenge passed in those days. So that was December. Really, really happy with the progress that I've made. And this is my first trade taken on the 3rd of January. So there we go. Switch over from 2022 to 2023. And this was the Tuesday morning over the Asian session. Saw the relatively equal highs, saw this go above, thought this might be sort of taking liquidity. So as it was coming down again, and it created a lower high, I thought, oh, yeah, that looks like it's going to go down. And it had broken this lower high here. So, yeah, it kind of made sense. I mean, I can't think of anything that I would do differently, really. Maybe wait for it to go below this low, possibly. But anyway, I placed the trade, got stopped out, and once it did this, I then thought, okay, well, in that case, it's actually going to go the other way. So I saw this, tried not to be put too much off by the evening star candle pattern, and saw this candle here coming back up again. I thought, oh, that's me. I'm in. I'm happy to take this. And there was I think there's a fair value gap here at the time. So I'm on the 5 minute at the moment, and I felt comfortable that this was going to continue going up. So I actually had a really tight stop loss. For me, this is incredibly tight, which did have obviously the benefit that for a 2R, it didn't have to go very far at all. It didn't even have to go to the original high. So I put this in, and what I did here was for the 2R, I took 80%. So straight in with an 80% win, in profit, already got my money back from this losing trade here, and just thought, okay, first trade, happy. I'll just let it run for a little bit and see how it goes. So it carried on going up, went up to about here, I think it was, and I moved my stop loss to here, which is actually really unusual for me because normally I don't do that because I want to see it run, and I want to see it if it's going to just drop down into my sort of stop loss area. It can quite often go back up again, but I just felt that it was, if it's going to go up, it's going to go up. If it's not, then I want to take my profits. So I moved my stop loss to here. When I was watching this develop here, I felt like, okay, this looks like a flag and I should probably sell here because I don't think it's going to go up to these fair value gaps here. But that's kind of what I was holding out for. That's why I've got the alert here. That's where my take profit for the last 20% was. And at this time, I mean, it really didn't make an awful lot of difference. I'd already made the profit, so I just wanted to have a play, basically. So I put that out, and sure enough, it just dropped down, and it would have stopped me out, and I would have lost I think it was about $5 left in my stop loss at that point. But because I'd moved already to here, it actually triggered during this candle, and I still made a profit from the last 20% as well. So looking at it in hindsight, obviously, the second take profit was here. Maybe this fair value gap would have been a good place to think, okay, this is definitely going to be a reversal now. I put in a fib as well. So this was the sort of initial swing low up to the swing high, pulled back to the 50% fib. It really just was a really good quality trade here. I didn't have the fib on at this time. Maybe in future that would be a good idea because it's just another confluence. So that would have been quite good for me. But I think in addition to that, I would have been able to spot that would have been a good another take profit point. This would have been a good another take profit point and another take profit point here. After that, I'm really pushing it. And I think that's what I would need to take away as a learning point for this kind of trade in the future. I did feel that it had some room to maneuver, but I didn't know how far it was going to go. And I think that doubt should have been my red flag. It did break this previous swing high upon the yearly open. So that and the fib, you kind of really need to aim about here, I think. So I think that fib would probably in the future be my take profit, especially as it ties in with this swing high here for the yearly high, yearly open. And yeah, I'm pleased with it. I think it went okay, and I made I think it was about 0.8% profit, which is tiny. But what's important to me right now is getting the daily wins, because I can upscale daily wins, but I can't upscale daily losses. I hope you found this useful, and I'll see you next time.